Let's start with the elephant in the room. You may ask, Kelly, how do I actually neutralize fear thoughts? All right, here is where we get practical. I'm going to walk you through the exact steps you can use to neutralize fear based thoughts, shift your energy, and start reclaiming your ability to create from clarity instead of anxiety. Hi there, welcome back. Kelly here. In the last few videos, we uncover why some fears manifest and why most fears never do. You learn the mechanics, the psychology, the energy. And now we are bringing it all home because awareness is powerful, but tools are transformational. So, in this final part of this short series, we are getting practical. Take a slow breath, invite in a sense of openness, and let's get into how you can finally stop feeding the fear and start feeding the reality you do want. Let's get started, shall we? And step number one is notice and acknowledge. When a fear thought pops up, for example, what if I'm not good enough? What if I lose this job? Just pause. Bring a gentle awareness to it and say to yourself, I see you fear. I feel you. Don't shove it down or judge yourself for having it. Because, as a matter of fact, research shows that suppressing emotions usually backfires. So instead, just bring mindful attention to it. And if it helps, you can also use a journal prompt. For instance, you can journal, what exactly am I afraid of? When did this fear first show up? What belief is underneath it? So try this and let me know. And then we go to step number two. Check your belief and vibration. Ask yourself, do I actually believe this will happen? How much emotional energy am I giving this right now? Then shift your vibration. Instead of, what if this fails? Try, what if I succeed beyond what I actually even imagine? Actually feel into the possibility of success and abundance and use some calming breaths and body awareness to turn down that fight or flight system we talked about earlier in previous videos or in the previous part. Then we go to a step number three, change your behavior. I know it's not that easy, but again, this is why we are doing this exercise. In this case, pick one aligned action that goes against the fear. Like, for example, if you're afraid of losing a client, show up and make a connection. Prove it to yourself that you are capable. Just don't sit and wait. Just prove it to yourself that you can do it and you are capable of achieving or surpassing it. And remember that every aligned action reinforces your belief in yourself and shifts energy away from the fear. Then we go to step number four, rewrite the story. In this case here, use future self visualization. See yourself on the other side of the sphere, absolutely thriving, abundant, and safe. But here's the catch, really feel the emotions of the reality. And again, if it helps, here is a journal prompt. If this fear never came true, what would I be doing right now? How would I feel? What signs would be around me? And in this case, create an anchor. Choose a small daily ritual like putting your hand on your heart, taking a deep breath, and say, I'm safe, I'm guided, and I am abundant. And that creates a new energetic pattern that protects you. And then we go to step number 5. Keep it going gently. Remember, manifestation isn't a one and done thing. Just like fear needs to be fed repeatedly to grow, your new focus needs gentle, consistent attention. But also remember, many fears never manifest simply because you stop feeding them. So, this is your invitation to channel that energy differently and keep fear at bay. Now we have some common questions that I usually see, and let me address this because you might be wondering or might be helpful. For the first question, if I fear something, does that mean it will happen? No. Fear alone doesn't guarantee anything. It becomes way more likely if the fear takes over your mind, emotions, beliefs, and behavior. So if you notice but don't feed it, the manifestation path gets way weaker or may not even manifest at all. Here's another question. Am I just pretending the fear isn't real if I ignore it? Not at all. This is about consciously witnessing it, then choosing your alignment. Mindful acknowledgement plus empowered action is way stronger than denial or suppression. Another question. What about deep trauma or really old fears? Yeah, some fears are deeply rooted from childhood, family patterns, past trauma. And psychology research shows that conditioned fears are more persistent and might need deeper work, like therapy, exposure therapy, or rewriting techniques. So if you're one of those who need this, please don't think twice about seeking help. But your spiritual toolkit is still works. For example, you can combine inner healing, energetic clearing, vibration shifts, and aligned behavior. The truth is that you are not at the mercy of your fears, not even a little. But since now you understand what fear is, how it can gain momentum, why it sometimes dissolves naturally, and most importantly, how to neutralize it, you have the tools, you have the awareness, and now you have the power to shift your thoughts, your energy, your behavior, and your story. Obviously, gently, consistently, and intentionally. Fear doesn't need to be your enemy. It can become a signal, a guide, in a moment of redirection. And the thought that once whispered, what if this horrible thing happens, can just as easily become, what if my life turns out better than I can imagine? And if this short series or this part resonated with you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with someone who can use a little bit more peace today. Because I think we all need, right? And please let me know in the comments below, what fear are you ready to neutralize and release? And I'd truly love to hear from you, to hear your thoughts. So, this is what I have for you today. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.